Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Story Mode, Final Fantasy XIV on PlayFrame, and what might very well be not the finale, but we might be getting to the end of A Realm Reborn's main story today, so Dermot advises you to get yourself a snack and a drink because this might be a long one. If we do actually get to credits today, it's gonna be a long one. Good though. So, let's see, let's just get it moving, huh? Yeah, I think this is the last quest. So here we go. Reborn has some parting words for you ahead of the final phase of Operation Archon. Well, maybe not the very last one, but we're doing the last thing. For the final phase of the operation, my flames will storm Castrum Meridianum and suppress what's left of the Imperial garrison. If all goes well, this will allow you to reach the Praetorium unopposed, fit and ready for your encounter with the Ultima weapon. Yours is the most dangerous mission of all, but the best must bear the heaviest burden, and you're the best we have. There's not another soul in this realm that could see this deed done, and Merlvib and Kane are of the same mind as me. Though all hangs on your success, you must not let your plight make you desperate. Victory belongs to the bold, not the reckless. Bards are wont to sing of heroes who valued their life at naught next to honor, love, and liberty, but I tell you now, that which men value at naught, they sell cheap. Risk no more than you must, you hear me? Now, best you are off. We have work to do, the both of us. See that your preparations are in order, then report to Cid. He awaits you with the Enterprise at the Cerulean processing plant. May Rhalgr grant you strength. Thanks, Reborn. Good pep talk, and good advice. Alright, let's, you know what, it's not like it's that far of a trip, but just for fun, since we do so enjoy our match-cut fast travel around here. There we are. Good times. All right, Cid, what do you got for me? The Enterprise is at your disposal. When you're ready to head for the Praetorium, you need only say the word. If we succeed in destroying the Ultima weapon, it will deal a crippling blow to the Empire's hopes of conquest. After that, the 14th Legion would not dare to move against us, barring the discovery of further elegant doomsday devices, that is. Let's be on our way, Dermot. Gaius and his plaything await. And there we go. The Praetorium is the final dungeon of A Realm Reborn's base game story, and it contains many cutscenes, but also what are essentially the final bosses of A Realm Reborn's base game. And it's going to be pretty good and lengthy, and I'm going to need to put together another crew, if you'll excuse me. All right, we got ourselves a crew. Let's see here. We've got a lot of returning names, actually. We've got Inara, Torin, Yased, Unaa, Tivian, Rosti, and Makoto. Let's see, Inara is going to be also tanking, and I think main tanking, given how last episode went. I'm going to let someone else handle the main tank responsibilities, and I'll just be there. For healing, we've got Yased on White Mage, and we've got Unaa as a Sage. We've also got Torin the Red Mage, and Tivian, a Dragoon, a Samurai, Rosti, and Makoto, a Black Mage. But this is going to be a good time, I think. It's a good crew. A good crew for this final dungeon. And goodness, two of them are just here already hanging out. Hello. Anyway, let's get ourselves in there, and this time I'll remember to actually read the description before hitting go. Like, smart. Dermans do. With the Magitech field now out of commission, the path to the Ultima weapon lies open. While the immortal flames sweep Castrum Meridianum and suppress the remnants of the enemy garrison, you and your comrades must fight your way to the innermost sector of the Praetorium, there to locate and destroy the Ultima weapon. Cid's airship, the Enterprise, will bear you to the stage of the final confrontation. It's gonna be a good old time, everybody. I do hope you have enjoyed A Realm Reborn. Trust me, after this, the story's just gonna get better and better. Begin! Welcome to the Praetorium, everyone. This one, fortunately for me, is halfway voiced. Still, lots of cutscenes, more of them, in fact. It's longer than Castrum Meridianum, but also more important, ultimately. Strap in. You did get that snack, right? You are going to need it. And I do like seeing our party in the actual cutscenes. It's very good. So here we are. The Ultima weapon will almost certainly be housed in the depths of the complex. Thanks for the lift, boys. This is it, my friend. Let's do it! Look at all of this fashion we've got here. Gracious. Torin looking ever so suave. Tivian, a new face, I believe. Also looking very good. Finally, some more short friends. We need more short friends around here. Which is not to say all the tall friends are bad. Look at all the good tall friends. There's so many. So much good fashion, but all right. Since I'm not main tanking, someone competent can speed us through this at the actual pace you're supposed to go through these things. Well, supposed to in heavy quotes, but you know what I mean. We don't even do the fights. We just run. We run straight for the terminal. And whoever's main tanking is going to have the hardest time hitting that terminal because they get interrupted every time they get hit. They might die. That's fine. They'll respawn and join us later. No time. We're charging ahead. By the way, I did turn down or significantly reduce the spell effects that everybody else is doing, so things should be a little bit less chaotic light show. Hopefully a little bit easier to watch. I did that a while ago, I just forgot to mention it. But okay, yeah, more enemies that we're ignoring. Charge, everyone! Look out for the danger puddles, but honestly, who cares? It's time for speed! Gotta go fast! Okay, hit the button, hit the button, hit the button. Hit the button! Did we make it? Nope. Oh, no, I didn't 100% make it, but we're fine. They'll catch up. There we go. Okay, got the crew back together. We enjoyed our little dance break. And now the chaos may resume. Even without all the wild spell effects, it's a lot to parse. I enjoy having somebody else be the main tank. Now all the pressure is off of me. Gaius. Ah, Sid, my boy. You were late. There's something I always meant to tell you, yet the time never seemed right. It concerns your father. What of him? In the winter of his years, Midas came to abhor his part in Meteor. He told me that he wanted nothing more than to wash his hands of the whole sordid business. But he did not wash his hands of it. He helmed the project until the day it killed him. Come now, Sid. You must know that he did not have the luxury of choice. By the time he realized his error, it was too late. Meteor had him completely in its thrall. Shortly before his transformation, mayhaps sensing that something was amiss, your father confided to me all the regrets of his life. Most of them concerned you. Early on in your career, he realized that while you had a talent for devising armaments, it would never fulfill you. Long before you knew of your own mind, he saw that you'd be far happier using your knowledge for peaceful purposes, and the thought touched him. He was a changed man for it, though he could not let it show. You blew holes in this place just so you could say this to me? What is it you want, Gaius? I want you at my side, Sid. Take up your father's mantle and become the Empire's lead engineer. It's your destiny. My father had a change of heart. You said so yourself. Besides, I have long known my destiny, and I assure you, it lies not with the Empire. A pity. And what of you, adventurer? Will you not consider making common cause with me? With your powers joined to mine, we might do much for this realm. Together we could bring order to Eorzea and usher in a lasting peace. Durman says no. No. And I can expect no better answer than this? So be it. It was your strength that made me proffer my hand in friendship, and it is your strength that makes me proffer now my blade. Save as an ally, you are too dangerous to be let to remain. That's big. All right, team. We fights. Run, Sid. Or stay. It makes no matter. You cannot escape the past. Gaius, wait! Damn it. Don't worry, Sid. We'll protect you. All right. Let's fight a thing. I don't know if I ever mentioned this at any point. If you're in a party in which there are 2 tanks, or more than 1 tank basically, then usually one person ends up being assigned as the main tank. They will play kind of the tanking role where they keep the enemy facing them and just do all the standard tanky things. And until then, the off tank, which is what the other tanks are called, kind of play the role of a less effective DPS. I'll continue that thought in a moment. Knowing Gaius, he's headed for the Ultima weapon. If we find him, so too will we find our quarry. With these instruments, we can monitor every nook and cranny in the castrum. I think it's time we divided our forces. Pray, go on and give chase. I'll track your movements from here and guide you through the complex. We'll stay in contact via link pearl. Be careful, all right? Will do. Enjoy that good music, too. When I'm not talking over it, anyway. So, if you are the off-tank not playing the main tank, then you have different responsibilities. In addition to trying to do just as much damage as you can, you need to be on hand, because if the tank goes down, then you need to step in real fast, just to make sure that nothing gets too wild. But, also, if, any adds come into the fight, any other enemies that you need to make sure, don't go attacking your healers or whatever, or if some other strong enemy shows up, you will need to go tank that thing. Or sometimes you'll need to keep enemies away from each other, because if they're in proximity, they're stronger. There can be all kinds of mechanics to these fights, but in general, the off-tanking role is a slightly lower pressure one, I think. You'll need to find proper firepower to blast through that. Try and find another path to the armor bay. We're doing our best. This is good. Now I can try to frame things a little more cinematically and everything. Tanking's for suckers, and by suckers I mean people who are better at it, who aren't me. I appreciate that we're actually setting a pace that accurately reflects the way people usually run these. All right, let's get that identification key and keep on moving. There ought to be an identification key registrar nearby. Oh yes, we need to use this. Sid, you're talking a little too fast for me, buddy. You need to complete pilot registration before you can activate an armor. Well, well, would you look at this? I found just the unit for you, Durman. I'll send the identification data to the terminal. You can use that to activate her. I, too, am excited. Look at all the fashion happening in here, though. I know there's more important things going on right now, but really, are there? Oh, hey! Magitech armor. Strap into the Magitech armor. Oh, yes. I recognize that paint job. Hello. Ah, there she is. I trust you recognize our old friend Maggie, was it? They must have shipped her here from Sentry. Considering all she's been through, it's a wonder she's still operational. Tough old girl. We're going for a ride. Now that you're suitably armed, you can blast open that bulkhead. The external walkway will take you back there. Follow it till you come upon a way down to the lower level. You got it. That's right. Begin the Magitech parade. Charge! Players may be sick to death of running it, but you got to admit, the Praetorium has its charms. We've got a big kind of explodey attack and sort of a machine gun attack directly in front of us. The explodey attack is a bit stronger, and the one you should really be using the vast majority of the time. But with this many people in this many mechs, very few things. I mean, they're killing all of it before I even get there, so not exactly a challenge. Rest assured, though, all these things that were just like storming through in a Realm Reborn that are pretty easy fights, when this was current content, this stuff could be hard. This stuff could be very hard. If this series ever does catch up to current content, and like recent dungeons and trials and stuff, y'all will see some real hard stuff. Heck, you're gonna see some hard stuff before then. It's hard for me. But if we get to the, like, really caught up, you'll see some genuinely scary things. Well, scary for me while I'm having to run it and try surviving. Hopefully entertaining for you. We're a long way off from that. Just something to look forward to, I guess. Open fire! On all these things. Blow up everything. Chaotic, but fun. Oh, another one. Look out. Now let's blow through this thing. Fire! That bulkhead is composed of a special alloy, extremely tough. Ordinary fire won't leave a mark, I'm afraid. You'll need to divert all power to the Magitech cannons, as I did so memorably once before. As you may recall, the armor's cores like to expire from the strain, but there's no help for it if we want to press on. Now listen well. Press the control, engage ancillary, then fire away. Don't mind the warning lights. Kind of breaking up, Sid. Get him, Maggie. Good shot, Mags. Thanks for the help. You're a natural at this. All right, the way's clear, but it's just you and your own 2 feet now, so be careful. Durman has business here. All right, let's go, everyone. We have a string of boss fights to do. And cutscenes, of course. You've been leaving a fine mess in your wake, adventurer. Is someone there? Garland, old friend, how it warms the heart to hear your voice again after all these years. Nero, is that you? You sound well. It would seem this savage land agrees with you. the highest-ranking tribunus of the 14th. It was you all this time? Tell me, Garland, how long did you intend to keep all the glory for yourself? What? You've lost me. Don't play the fool with me. Ever since the Academy, I've been condemned to live in your shadow. By all objective measure, I was the more talented of the two of us, and yet that fact counted for naught beside your privileged birth. You were admired as the young prodigy simply because your father was the great Midas non-Garland. When you defected, I felt sure my star would finally rise. But by disappearing, you acquired the status of a legend, your reputed genius gaining credence merely by dint of your absence. Instead of cursing you for a traitor, the people actually came to think of you more fondly. To this day, you are still the young prodigy of Magitech. It's hard to gauge how long these lines are going to be on screen. I, meanwhile, have ever been made to feel second-rate. I, who've continued to serve our nation faithfully. Whenever I fail to excel, why, it's only to be expected. Yet when I exceed all reasonable expectations, people proclaim that I walk in the footsteps of the great Cid non-bloody Garland. Nero, I don't know what to say. It matters not a whit what I achieve. Your existence has rendered mine worthless. Even Lord Van Baelsar saw fit to offer you a place at his side, and then, in spite of your betrayal, did he extend any such offer to me, the man who remained loyal to him for all these years? Why, no, he did not. Long have I endured this injustice, but no more. Lord Van Baelsar is in the midst of activating the fully powered Ultima weapon. It is my magnum opus, the creation that will win me the recognition I'm due. I will not let anyone interfere. Nero? What are you? Ever since I first set foot in this benighted land, I've watched you. Every move you've made, every step you've taken. You felled icons, a feat made possible by the Echo, a peculiar power which shields you from their corrupting influence. It is of little wonder that my lord has taken an interest in you. As have I, truth be told. It is my desire to harness your power for use in the Ultima weapon. Now there's a weapon. When do we get to use those? Should I succeed, Lord Van Baelsar will surely take notice. Besides this, Garland's achievements will be as child's play. Come, adventurer, and yield to me the secrets of your power. Let's go! Everyone ready? Yes? Cool. Okay. Charge! Oh, goodness. Opening with a strong statement. Yep, that'll do it. I've taken the liberty of preparing an electrifying stage for you. What? Meet one of my creations. You might find it a handful. Are you the punny type of villain? Oh, hey, there's the electrical stage. And we're just not even worrying about it, huh? I feel like we should maybe worry about it like a little bit. It's very electrical, but then the healer's just healing through it. We don't even care. We are so strong for this content right now. I will lay Garland low, but first I must break you. Hey, don't knock me away. We were fighting. Come back here. I'll not suffer to be in another's shadow. I have bad news, bud. This content is outdated by, like, 10 years now. There we go. This changes nothing. The Ultima weapon is activated, and it brims with the power of icons. Nothing can withstand its might. Are you all right? What of Nero? Fled? Damn it! In the instant prior to the blackout, the instruments detected a massive power surge from the deepest chamber. Gaius is certain to be here. We've no time to waste. Word arrived from the Alliance a short while ago. It seems the Order of the Twin Adder has completed its blockade of Castrum Sentry. What hands they can spare are hastening this way even as we speak, and likewise for the Maelstrom. All that's left is to destroy the Ultima weapon. I should warn you, the chamber which houses the target appears to be saturated with etheric energies. There's bound to be heavy interference. But even if we lose contact, we must go on. Just don't do anything I wouldn't do, all right? Come on, squad. All right. Forward! Oh, thank goodness.
Take the lid down, and you should find yourself in the chamber of the Ultima weapon.
They're gonna make my job easy for a while. Time for tea.
Thank you, Sid.
The interference is getting worse. I don't think the connection will last much.
Hello.
Tell me, for whom do you fight? How very glib. And do you believe in Eorzea? Eorzea's unity is forged of falsehoods. Its city-states are built on deceit, and its faith is an instrument of deception. It is not but a cobweb of lies. To believe in Eorzea is to believe in nothing. In Eorzea, the beast tribes often summon gods to fight in their stead, though your comrades only rarely respond in kind. Which is strange, is it not? Are the 12 otherwise engaged? I was given to understand they were your protectors. If you truly believe them your guardians, why do you not repeat the trick that served you so well at Cartano and call them down? They will answer, so long as you lavish them with crystals and gorge them on ether. Your gods are no different from those of the beasts. Icons, every one. Except for this, and you will see how Eorzea's faith is bleeding the land dry. Nor is this unknown to your masters, which prompts the question, why do they cling to these false deities? What drives even men of learning, even the great Louis Soir, to grovel at their feet? The answer? Your masters lack the strength to do otherwise. For the world of man to mean anything, man must own the world. To this end, he hath fought ever to raise himself through conflict, to grow rich through conquest. And when the dust of battle settles, it is ever the strong who dictate the fate of the weak.
How long have you been rehearsing this?
Knowing this, when a single path is open to the infinite ruler, that of worship, a path which leads to innovation and death. Only a man of power can rightly steer the course of civilization. And in this land of creeping mendacity, that one truth will prove its salvation. Come, champion of Eorzea, face me. Your defeat shall serve as proof of my readiness to rule. It is only right that I should take your realm, but none among you has the power to stop me.
Finally, he's done talking. Can you imagine? Can you imagine choosing to run this dungeon again after you had to for the story? Unless you just kind of wanted to see the story again? Thank goodness. Thank goodness they have that little roulette duct tape solution to get people running this continually so new players can actually have a party. Otherwise, like, this can take 45 minutes to an hour to get through once. It's ridiculous. Impressive. Now it is my turn. I mean, that's a bad status effect to be standing in, but it's not that bad. I was gonna move, but then I saw our health bars all being kind of okay, and then, you know, maybe we're fine.
I had not thought to be so hard-pressed. Your strength is most impressive. Such power befits a ruler. Yet, you lack the resolve to put it to proper use. A waste.
It's like he's been prepping speeches for an audition and he's just dying for a chance to practice. Oh, hey, there it is. All right. Another fight down. Now for the next one. Again, really love having your whole party in these cutscenes.
Allow me, then, hero, to do that which you will not. To the true power of the Ultima weapon.
Here we go. Enjoy the tunes. Time to fight the thing. Let's go! The Ultima weapon has partaken of the power of icons. None can stand against it. He's kind of right. We're doing not very much damage right now. Durman, you have to hit it harder than that, buddy. It's not really working. This is nice. Now that I'm not main tanking, I can really focus on things a little bit more. Show it off a little bit more easily. Hearken unto me, Crystal Bearer. Thy foe is talking way too fast. Thy foe is darkness clad in steel. If thou wouldst triumph, thou must look to the light. That was Heidelin, by the way. If you didn't catch it because it moved too fast. Ow. Hey. Hey, we're doing damage at least. Thanks, Heidelin. Crystal Mom. Do you mind if we call you Crystal Mom? I take your silence as a no. If thou wouldst triumph, you must look to the light. Garuda's essence, torn from the Ultima weapon? Oh, this is cool. The essence of the different primals breaking free as we beat it up. Keep hitting it. Oh, goodness. If thou wouldst triumph, you must look to the light. I'm trying. Whoa, okay, look out. Titan as well. Impossible. It is kind of cool. They're like mixing in attacks that Titan used, that Ifrit used, that Garuda used, all of them. Those are just very Titan and Ifrit themed danger puddles. Almost got it. There we go. No, how are you doing this?
But the Ultima weapon is all-powerful. Why does my enemy still stand? Can his strength truly be so great?
It is the blessing of light that confounds you.
I thank Rid.
Your foe acts under the protection of the crystal he bears.
So, this is what empowers him.
Beyond mortal limits. If you are to prevail, the hammer of darkness must needs be brought to bear upon the shield of light. And so it shall, for the Ultima weapon is host to a power of which you are as yet ignorant.
Speak plainly, Ascian.
The heart of Sabik. It is the weapon's core, an enigma whose surface even the vaunted scholars of ancient Alec failed to scratch. The magic within has lain dormant for eons.
Of what magic do you speak?
A spell without parallel. Ultima. I sought the life force of the primals for no other reason but to quicken the core. For the true power of the Ultima weapon lies within its now beating heart.
Lahabrea, what have you done?
No more than was necessary for my god to be reborn.
Damn you, Ascian.
The hour is at hand. Behold but a sliver of my god's power. From the deepest pit of the seven hells, to the very pinnacle of the heavens, the world shall tremble. Unleash Ultima!
Such devastation! This was not my intention!
Oh, Hydaelyn. It seems the task of keeping your champion alive has exhausted what strength you had left. Van Belzar, your enemy's shield is broken. The rest I leave to you.
We will speak later, Ascian. But first, I must deal with you. The question of who is mightier remains. Come, adventurer. Let us find the answer together.
You gotta hand it to him. It's a pretty absurd voice for that character, but boy, that actor's having fun. Oh, don't worry, Derman, you can do it. Alright, Derman. It's time to serve a thwacking like they've never seen. Time for round 2. Harder versions of this fight. There's hard mode versions for a lot of the boss fights in this game. I've tried the hard mode version of this one before. It was very hard. This should not be so bad, though. All right, let's do it. Get psyched, everyone. I'm tiny, but still, you can tell I'm getting psyched. We settle this once and for all. I don't know if you'll have enough time to hear it, but the music in this fight is also quite rad. Just from here on, just sort of assume that every boss fight, which generally has its own music, is pretty awesome. This is most unexpected. You're possessed of a great might. This I will allow. Yet yours is not the might of a ruler. Such is the difference between us, a difference that will assure my victory. Easy with the danger puddles, buddy. I'm trying to read. I'm gonna break these things, they're getting annoying. I've decided you can't have the toys anymore. What are you doing? Ah, you're calling down something big. Oh, that's a ship. Ultima. Curse you, Ascian. How much destruction must be wreaked before you're sated? Hydaelyn says, I have not the strength to shield you again. Knocked the glam right off him.
Heed me. The subjects of a weak ruler must needs look to a higher power for providence, and their dependence comes at a cost to the realm. The misguided elevate the frail, and the frail lead the people astray. Unless a man of power wrests control, the cycle will never be broken. You You of all people must see the truth in this. You who have the strength to rule.
Should we stay in the back? Oh, never mind. Okay, Thancred. You and I need to have a talk.
Pathetic. You boasted of unrivaled power. You were entrusted with the ultimate weapon. The ultimate magic. And still, you failed. So much for the glory of man. The growing imbalance afflicting the planet must be redressed. If it is permitted to worsen, the very laws of existence, both etheric and physical, will be warped beyond all recognition. Know you the root of this corruption? Hydaelyn. Like a parasite, she must be burned out if the planet is to recover. And naught but the return of the one true god will ensure her complete excision. Yet, to pave the way for the Master's return, a chaotic confluence of untold proportions must needs be brought about. And that will necessitate the presence of the primals. Needless to say, both you and your scion accomplices cannot be suffered to interfere in this endeavor. You will not leave this place alive.
So were we all supposed to bring, like, a speech today? Because I didn't come prepared.
It is past time your flame was extinguished, bringer of light.
Well, now for the final battle of this dungeon and of a realm reborn. Get psyched, everyone. Let's do it! If thou wouldst triumph, thou must look to the light. Ha ha ha! You are strong, warrior of light. Yet know that if I should perish, so too will the mortal within whose flesh I reside. Now make your choice and live with it. Mark not the dark minion's subtle words. Only light may banish the darkness. Receive of me this power, my child, and raise thy crystal aloft.
If thou wouldst pierce the shadows, make thee a blade of light.
And we did it! At last, the 40-50 minute dungeon is complete, and there's our squad all posed and everything. Ah, what a good group. Thank you all so very much for assisting with this very long dungeon. We've completed the final fight challenges of A Realm Reborn's base game, and there's some story left to see, so we're gonna be here for a little bit. I would stay for longer and hang out and all that, but I've got an episode that's frankly going to take a very long time as it is. So thank you all. Thank you all so very much for joining. I'm off to try to get to credits to see if I can pull it off. Thank you all for the help. The story calls. Dermon's got to go. Bye, everyone. Mags! Well, hello to you too.
And so my conquest ends, Cid. In smoke and ashes.
Run.
Hear, feel, think. Warrior of light, beloved son. The darkness hath fled before the unclosed brilliance of thy spirit. Yet it lingereth still beyond the sight of men, in forgotten corners of the world. In the depths of the abyss yet resideth the Dark One, watchful ever, till this evil be cast out. Never shall the world know aught but a passing peace. Yet for the present, a gentle light shineth o'er the realm of Eorzea. With thee at its heart. From sparkling moat shall it swell to glorious sun, and all the world shall bask in its warmth. Blessings and joy be upon thee. Go forth, my child, and be as a beacon of hope for Eorzea and the lands beyond through all the days of thy life.
Okay. Sorry the subtitles in these cinematics are so small, by the way. I'm not sure if I can increase their size.
My lady, all Twin Adder units have fallen back to the outer perimeter.
The Flames have completed their withdrawal, General.
Admiral, all hands accounted for.
He's still in there.
Cid, has there been no word?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Damnation!
He's going to make it, I know he is.
Ida is right. We must have faith.
Sid, can they not be evacuated aboard the Enterprise? That adventurer and the Scions are as the Warriors of Light reborn. We cannot abandon them to their fate. Not again.
I wholeheartedly agree, but flying into the midst of that would only add to the fireworks.
There must be something we can do.
Please, Mother Hydaelyn. Please light his way through the darkness.
Look into the light, my child. If thou would see thy companions returned safe to thee, reach out to them now.
There!
Oh!
Yes! The hero returns!
Look! Thancred is with him!
Thank the 12!
Thank Hydaelyn.
Welcome home.
Good job, Durbin. Our little hero.
You almost got us killed that one time, remember?
Now, we both know that was your fault.
Thank the 12 we're safe.
Mind your horns there, man-bull.
Mayhap when you mind your manners.
Though the crystal that bound Thancred is no more, I doubt we can say the same of La Habrea. And even if we could, we know that he is not alone. Confounded Ascians. Their god may be unknown to us, but their zeal is unquestionable. Suffice it to say, it would be folly to assume that they no longer pose a threat. Nevertheless, for now, we must savor what peace we have won, however ephemeral. Do you see, Grandfather? Our first step towards realizing the dream for which you gave your life.
Friends, the dread night of Imperial tyranny and Ascian machination is ended. A new day now begins in Eorzea.
True to their name, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, along with our champion, have delivered us from darkness.
Let their shared victory serve to remind us of our shared history. And let their bravery in the face of adversity inspire future generations.
Doubt not, the realm will need bravery in the days to come. Old rifts threaten to divide us within our walls, while hordes of beastmen claw at our gates. And though the Black Wolf be slain, the rest of the pack remains. Yet no foe need we fear, so long as we stand as one.
So long as the Scions stand for peace.
So long as our champion stands fast. For there exists no adversity over which we may not jointly prevail.
No longer can we turn a blind eye to the suffering of our allies.
No nation stands alone. If one should fall, so shall we all. Eorzea is our shared home. For any one of us to know peace, so too must our neighbor.
Just as we join in solidarity before you this day, so too shall our grand companies be joined henceforth to strive not only for the good of mere nations, but for the good of all the realm.
Change will not come overnight. Yet I foresee a day, not so very far from now, when the lines that divide our lands fade, and all of Eorzea is one.
It has been but 5 short years since the Battle of Cartano. 5 years since the advent of the 7th Umbral Era. No victory, however sweet, can wash away our bitter sorrows. No triumph can reclaim those we lost. Yet do not presume you honor them by dwelling on the past. It was not the past they fought for. You would repay their sacrifice by looking to the future.
A future united, as the warriors of light united in the champion.
Now is the time for us to rise as one, bearing all of Eorzea on our shoulders.
5 years ago, Eorzea bore witness to the end of the 6th Astral Era. Now, the 7th Umbral Era draws to a close, yet we come together not to glory in its end, but to mark a new beginning.
Let it be writ that on this day, by the light of the crystal, Eorzea ushered in a new era. The 7th Astral Era is come. And thus is ours a realm reborn.
We made it. Oh, gracious. And that concludes A Realm Reborn, the base game as it was released, the 2.0 version of the game. So if you started playing the instant 2.0 came out, the Realm Reborn re-release, overwriting 1.0, this would be the end of the story. But it is not the end of A Realm Reborn technically. So like, from here, though A Realm Reborn base game is done, we will not be launching directly into Heavensward. Since we've got a little bit of time here, these credits are some of the longest I've ever seen, and we're gonna skip through them eventually, but while we're here, let's appreciate some names, and I'll sort of explain what's going to be coming in the future for this series. So, the way that Final Fantasy XIV's releases are structured is after every expansion, or the main game, this applies to the main game as well, in the wait until the next expansion, there will be a series of patches, patch updates that come out, and they are substantial. They include new dungeons, they include raids that come out in between each expansion, and they also include a pretty significant amount of story, like not a full expansion's worth, but quite a lot, actually. And that is what we're going to be doing next. Basically, if A Realm Reborn was 2.0, the 2.0 release of the game, and the original bad version of the game was 1.0, Heavensward is what many will refer to as 3.0. In between 2.0 and 3.0, there will be a series of patches, commonly referred to as 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, each of which adds more and more to the story. And the content in these patches can actually be quite good. So, like, to explain how those patches and their stories sort of work, these patches tend to deal with the aftermath of what happened in the main story, the ramifications of what happened in the main story, tying up a lot of loose ends, and starting to set the stage for the next expansion. Like, so if you watched Game of Thrones back in the day when it was coming out, you know how those seasons all sort of had a similar structure to them, where like the first 8 episodes of each season would build and kind of like show all of the problems, and it just build up to this really big climax, this big battle. And episode 9 would often contain that huge, very expensive battle sequence. And then episode 10, the final episode of each season, would kind of deal with the ramifications, the aftermath. It would show what has changed, who's dead, who's alive, where is everybody. It sort of was showing, all right, here's what the chessboard looks like now. Here's what things are going to look like for the next season. Here are the new problems. Here's the new places characters are going and the new things they're going to be dealing with. That 10th episode is kind of what these patches function as. And I'll be honest, like, a lot of the times, the story stuff that happens in many of these patches is some of my favorite stuff in the game. Because 14 tends to be pretty good at dealing with long-term ramifications of big events, and making a lot of cool use of that stuff. So, when this series continues, starting with the next episode, we will be starting with the 2.1 patch, and the story that kind of continues, dealing with the fallout of A Realm Reborn, and slowly resetting the chessboard to build up to the story that Heavensward is going to tell. And it'll be quite a lot of episodes still to get there, but it's going to be good. Congratulations, by the way, you have gotten through the worst of it. Like, the worst that 14 has to offer in terms of story is over. And from here, it is only going to get better. And again, I'm not meaning to just completely crap on everything that was in A Realm Reborn. It's fine. By MMO standards, it's actually pretty good. But by the standards of what this MMO is going to be doing, boy, y'all haven't seen nothing yet. And it's not going to be like the flip of a light switch. It's not going to be like as soon as we get into 2.1, suddenly the story is incredible and amazing. But as we go through those patch stories, y'all are going to slowly start kind of realizing, oh, this is kind of getting better and better and a little bit more interesting. And by the time we do get to Heavensward, I think it's going to be safe to say that this game has finally arrived. The true Final Fantasy XIV will have begun. Took us a while to get there, and we're still not there yet, but we're gonna be. Now, I should also let y'all know, we're not going to launch directly into the next episode right away. I'm going to need this series to go on a brief hiatus for a little while. 1, because I need to do some new Frame Plus stuff, and I need the time to work on it. 2, we have reached a new milestone on our Patreon, partially because of all the people coming in to support this series, which thank you all so very much for supporting this series the way you have. We've reached the next milestone, though, which means that those patrons got to choose a new bonus game for me to play. And they've already voted on that bonus game. It is the DLC that came out for Outer Wilds. I don't remember the name. Eye of the Universe? I don't remember what it's called. But I'm going to be playing that soon, after I've had enough time to work on the new Frame Plus stuff. And then, once I am through with that bonus playthrough, which I'm very much looking forward to, then Final Fantasy XIV will return and we'll start working on that patch content. We will dip into some raids as well. One of them's mandatory now. Usually raids are entirely optional. They're just kind of cool and they tell some good, fun, self-contained stories of their own. One of them has retroactively been made extremely story critical by future expansion events. So it's mandatory now. We're going to do them both anyway, though. It's going to be a good time. That's actually one of the benefits to putting this on hiatus for a little while. I have not figured out how to go about scheduling and recording raids with people, like where you need 24 people at a time, and then you got to stop to do cutscenes for an hour or so, and then get 24 people back in again for another round of fights. It'll help having a little bit of time to continue recording this series during the hiatus to kind of get a little bit ahead and make sure that I've got all that stuff kind of ready, and so I don't have to slow down again once we come back to this. Anyway, that's basically the plan going forward from here. Sorry that 14 will be away for a little while, but trust me, it will be back, and I'm very excited because we're going to finally start getting toward the good stuff. Like the real good stuff, though. But I hope you've enjoyed this anyway. It's still, like, rough though this has occasionally been in the presentation of the story, in some of the voice direction, all those other different ways. This 2.0 version of the game is a miracle. Still, for all the reasons that I've said before. I am so happy that A Realm Reborn managed to save this game and keep it alive so that it could go on to not just continue living, but turn into what I am, like, I'm literally going to call it the best Final Fantasy stories they have told are in the expansions of this MMO. I have just been going through Shadowbringers and the patch stuff after Shadowbringers, and that is some of the most potent storytelling this series has ever managed to do. And I used to, like, give a lot of qualifications to that statement. At this point, no. 14 is some of the most interesting storytelling this series has ever done. You just got to take a while to get there, but the journey getting there is in part what makes the good stuff so strong, because it is building on everything we are doing. Just because we are hitting credits here on A Realm Reborn does not mean that the stuff we've been going through is going to cease mattering and we're going to move on to a different story. Not at all. There's so much stuff that we have seen that is going to come back in so many more interesting ways. Dozens and dozens of episodes in the future. I can't wait. It's going to be a very good time. There's much to look forward to. But yeah, I hope you have all enjoyed this series. Thank you again so much for supporting it, for supporting us on Patreon, for showing up to watch the series so we could see that view counts merited me continuing to make these. I'm all the more excited to get to the better expansions because, like, I know it can be... There's a lot of folks who've been watching this who've been putting a lot of faith in me and all the other people who've been saying that the story does get better, and they've been willing to sit through 30 episodes of okay. And I promise y'all, it's not gonna, like, hit all at once, but the better is coming. So thank you for your patience and for supporting this series in the meanwhile. If you do want to support us on Patreon, I've got a link down there in the description. As I've mentioned, sometimes we hit milestones where we, like, do bonus playthroughs and stuff, and the patrons get to vote on what that game is. Even if you're just supporting us for like $1 a month. Carrie and I appreciate it immensely. Thank you to everybody who already is. And thank you to everyone who's just been watching this stuff and subscribing and all that other YouTube stuff in general. Now, I am going to skip to the end of these credits because they are, again, long. They are at least half an hour, possibly longer. They might be longer, actually, because, and this is actually kind of sweet, the end credits for A Realm Reborn also include the names of every 1.0 player, which is just so sweet. Like, the love this team shows to the people who stuck with them through the darkest times is so touching. I'm not even one of those people, and even I feel like aw about it. It does make these credits extremely long, though. So I will skip to the end of this because there's a little bit more story still to see, and then we will wrap this monster of an episode up. So I'll see you in just a little bit. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. That's nice. When I hit skip, it actually takes me directly to the Meteor survivors, the 1.0 players. I thought I was just going to skip right past it. That's so sweet. I love it. Can you actually, like, you can just jump ahead to all the different names. Man, sitting through this also takes an extremely long time, so we're not going to, but I know that we've got some people watching this series whose names are in this big wall of names, and thank you to y'all, I say. Thank you to y'all for helping to support this game long enough for it to get on life support. Darn, I love this game. The more time I spend with it, the more I love it. Okay, for real, we're gonna skip ahead now, though. See you in a bit! Oh, Derman. how far we've come from our snack delivery days.
What is it?
That roar. It can't be.
Did you hear that?
There's no time to spare.
Where is it coming from?
Dread tidings! Chaos and carnage! It is an abomination! A primal has awakened!
Bahamut stirs. As will the others ere long. Tis not a question of whether Eorzea's champion shall yield, but of when. And with each passing moment, we draw closer to the reckoning. To the one true God. To Zodiarch. And thus did dawn break on a realm reborn. But where there is light, there is always shadow. And here we are. Let's go turn in this quest, why don't we? Now let's get that hidden. Okay. Ah, goodness. Cute. Everyone does an applause. Well, might as well. It's already a long day. Let's talk to everybody. Hey, Arnvald. One day I hope to become a hero to the people like you. A hero like Abba and Auli were to me. Hey, Biggs. Watching you live the life of a free adventurer has helped me to realize that I can't keep putting off my dreams forever. I've been talking with Wedge about opening a workshop, independent of Garland Ironworks. Maybe in Vilbrand, I don't know. Working with the chief is great and all, but someday I want to build my own enterprise, you know? Hey, dream big. You're an inspiration to us all, Derman. An honest-to-God's hero that never gives up, never gives in. And neither will I. I'll win Tataru's heart. See if I don't. Yeah, keep the dream alive, bud, I guess. Don't bother her, okay? You've come a long way since I first saw you running around the Waking Sands. That's true. Wait, are you the... Oh, it's all three of you. Ha! Ha! You sure gave those Imperials what for? I knew you were something special, Derman. Which one of you did I ride in with? I thought it was you. Or you. I reckon a lot more folk will take up adventuring after hearing about what you've done. Brave men and women all hoping to become the next Dermot Durrami. At least I got to brag about having met the original, huh? Ah, you're the one I rode in with, I think. Of course, there would be a different one for each starting zone. Of course, that just makes sense. Triplets. Can't believe that never clicked before. By the gods, to think that this ragtag band of idealists could lay the 14th low. 'Tis a tale straight from a storybook. I imagine my former associates would find it most appealing. After all, what young ruffian hasn't at one point fancied himself a hero in the making? I think I may bring more than a few recruits back with me from the 12's Wood. What else we got around here? Well, we got you. We held a vigil at the church until word came of your success. I cannot express to you how relieved I am by your safe return, Dermot. I too am relieved. Much has happened. I think we could all do with a good rest, don't you? I know I could. I still haven't had time to think about everything that happened, about Nero and Gaius. Well, you work on that. I'm going to head for— oh goodness, more people to talk to. Hello, everyone. No, please, hold your applause. Hee, we all decided to give you a special surprise welcome, just like the ones in heroic epics. Your story took many twists and turns, but you managed to get to the happy ending. Let's hope for more happy endings to come. Let's do. So a new era has begun. On such a momentous occasion, I find it good for the soul to tie up loose ends. What would I suggest you do? Why, the same thing you do always do after accomplishing a task. Report to Minfilia. It ends where it begins, my friend. I guess you're right. Thancred, how are you feeling? I realize I've been the cause of tremendous consternation, and for that I deeply apologize. But you haven't time to waste chatting with me. Minfilia's expecting you. Sounds good. Stay out of trouble, please. Welcome back, Warrior of Light. We, all of us, prayed for your safe return. The 7th astral era has dawned, setting in motion a myriad of new beginnings. I suspect our paths will diverge for a time. Have you said your farewell to the Scions? Farewell? Where am I going? The land my master sheltered from oblivion hath been delivered unto a new beginning by the hand of the Warrior of Light. Thus doth history mark the passing of an era. The dawn doth brighten the sky, and shineth o'er this nascent age of hope. And though the clouds gather to mute the sun's rising glory, I would walk far with thee under its gentle glow. Thank you, Urianger, I think. I'm gonna go talk to Minfilia. And also Alphino. Can't be forgetting you. Hello. Where men go as one, there is life. And where there is life, there's cause to hope. The light of hope shines brightly within you, Dermot. I only wish my grandfather were here to see it. By the way, if y'all didn't notice before, that broken staff back there, it is Louis Sua's staff, the one he was wielding in that opening cutscene where he kind of sacrificed himself, or at least saved us from Bahamut on the day of the calamity. That's just kind of been framed back there the whole time. Minfilia. The Archons have conducted a preliminary investigation into the origin of the roar that rang out during the celebration. Their findings strongly suggest that a new primal has appeared. The roar generated a distinctive wave pattern in the ether, a pattern observed only once before in history, 5 years ago, to be precise. I should like to think it a mere coincidence, yet we cannot discount that possibility. Well, I trust I need to say no more. At great sacrifice, we've delivered Eorzea from the threat posed by the Empire and the Primals, and thereby secured peace. We cannot well allow that realm to be plunged into chaos once more. You've given your all for our cause, risking life and limb on I know not how many occasions. Yet our struggle continues, and we need you now no less than before. Please continue to stand with us, and together we shall safeguard the future of the realm, of this very star. You got it. Thank you. I think we're going to have a Mag's mount of our very own. That'll be nice. Aw. Well, we've done it, everyone. A Realm Reborn base game complete. Also, I can fly now. You can now fly while mounted in Lenosha, Thanalin, and the Black Shroud, Kurtha Central Highlands, and Mordona. Basically everywhere we've been, unless you're in one of the big cities, I can fly now, which is way faster than running and is going to make Boy, a lot of this way faster. That's going to be nice. To take flight, simply jump while mounted. Yay! And with that, we are done. For now. For now. Boy, there's a lot of pop-ups here. Why don't I just get rid of the UI for a bit? Y'all, thank you ever so much for watching this series and for enjoying it. It will return. I don't know exactly when, but it will. I guess once the Outer Wilds DLC playthrough is done. Until then, please look forward to it. Thank you all once again for everything, and I will see you again soon for the continuation of Dermon's adventures. Goodbye, everyone.